Next, a year-end report on fixing the public schools in New Orleans. The NewsHour special correspondent for education, John Marrow, has spent much of the year reporting on the big changes in the troubled schools of Washington, D.C. and New Orleans. Last night, he returned to Washington. Tonight, where things stand in New Orleans.
It's graduation time in New Orleans. But the music and the smiles mask a grim reality. Only about half of ninth graders in New Orleans ever make it this far.
Congratulations, hang in there, really.
That's why this man was brought in. New Orleans School Superintendent Paul Vallas, a veteran who headed the Chicago and Philadelphia school districts, has spent his first year here trying to educate a population of nearly 13,000 students. Many are far behind.
2/3 of the kids are at least 1 year older than grade level. A large number of the kids are 2 years or older than grade level. And I'm talking about 16, 17-year-old eighth graders. I'm talking about 18-year-old ninth graders who are 2, 3, 4 years below grade level academically.
Vallas is talking about students like Brittne Jackson. When we met her last fall, she was a 19-year-old third-year senior who said she had failed the science section of the graduation exam 14 times.
I always had the D's and the L's because I ain't never want to go to class and I never want to do nothing.
Although she wanted her diploma, Brittne spent most of her time working 2 jobs, totaling nearly 70 hours a week.
Thank you, Emily.
Between work and traveling to work, Brittne found it difficult to make time to study.
We got to catch you up because you weren't here yesterday. So,
Katie Amundsen was Brittne's biology teacher.
What's the probability?
It's been tough with Brittne. Brittne's a kid that I really care a lot about, and I really wanted to see succeed. She's also a kid that I've had to kind of bend over backwards for. She just hasn't come to school a lot.
Katie is one of a number of teachers fresh out of college that Paul Vallas recruited through programs like Teach for America and Teach New Orleans. Katie spent a lot of time working one-on-one with Brittne.
Or I might just have to meet with you later, okay? And we'll get you caught up.
Miss Emerson is someone who was going to sit down and make sure you get it. She's going to explain it and explain it and explain it until you get it.
Who wants to do
As the big test approached, Vallas was betting on teachers like Katie to go the extra mile.
There's no substitute for that enthusiastic teacher who's willing to work like there's no tomorrow. And I think we're recruiting more and more of these individuals.
To reach students who are behind, Vallas plans to bring in at least 140 more young and energetic teachers. And he's extending the school day.
All the teachers will be remaining on campus to work with the kids, 4:30 and beyond. Knowing that Katie Amundsen, she'll probably stay till 5:30 now.
Okay, who else needs some help?
Students like Brittne Jackson are the easiest of a tough bunch. It may have taken her a while, but now she can see the finish line. She's within 1 test of graduating. But imagine being 16 or 17 years old and only in 8th grade and reading at a 4th or 5th grade level. These students are the biggest challenge because nothing the system has tried so far has worked. When we met 16-year-old Antoine Duplessis in the fall, he was old enough to be a high school junior. But Antoine was still in the 8th grade and barely making it.
All I can say is I hope I can stay in school. I'm going to try my best to stay in school.
Antoine, his mother, 3 sisters, and baby nephew shared a house in the 9th Ward, a neighborhood hit hard by Hurricane Katrina.
Antoine has had a lot of problems in school throughout the time he's been in school. Now I have to go to the school constantly, because they say he was disruptive. They will put him out.
Gonna finish getting ready for school.
It's hard on me because I never know what he's gonna do next. I just pray that he do the right thing.
The only thing anybody can do is show you the path. It's my choice to take it.
There's a real struggle to get some of the older kids in school. I mean, some of these kids, 17-year-old 8th graders reading at the 3rd or 4th grade reading level. I mean, how do you convince someone that old to go to school?
To try to break the pattern of failure, Vallas set up a special school just for overage 8th graders, 180 in all, including Antoine Duplessis. Vallas hired Camelot, a private company he'd worked with in Philadelphia, to run the school. But because of red tape, their contract wasn't signed until mid-year. That meant that Booker T. Washington opened with a staff supplied by the district.
This is what's going to help you pass this test.
Here, the students must pass a state test in order to move on to the 9th grade. However, reaching a student population so far behind presents unique challenges.
Many of my students repeatedly say, I'm sick of being in the 8th grade. I'm sick of not being able to pass this.
Jeffrey Berman is an English teacher at Booker T. Washington.
The challenges they face, honestly, the biggest one is motivation. You experience failure long enough, you're not going to even want to try anymore because you're going to expect to fail every time.
Where are you supposed to be? When the private company, Camelot, finally took over in December, it found that disruptive behavior was the norm.
Patrick, why are you in here? Where are you supposed to be?
Oh, no!
They need a culture that is safe, that really goes above and beyond what traditional schools are geared to deal with. I think that's what Camelot does very well.
How's it going? Camelot's Todd Bach came to New Orleans to manage Booker T.
We focused a lot of our attention in behavior management. Around here, we come to school. Around here, we go to class. Around here, we respect authority figures.
By February, Booker T seemed to have calmed down. In March, Camelot closed its doors to our cameras for the rest of the year. Outside school, one teacher told us his version of what was going on.
There was